3, 2. Hi everyone, we are live now and it's my pleasure to introduce the wonderful Sumiko Eyears from Sumico, the photographer of Sumico Photography. Sumi, how are you today?
Good, thank you, Karen, and thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Sumi. I've wanted to do this, as you know, for a while with you because I just respect you so much with your talent and what you do and how you make such a difference in so many people's lives.
Thank you so much, Karen. You're so kind and you're very supportive, and I really appreciate all the support you give me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So let me introduce you to everyone watching or who will watch this later, because we're not only live, but people can watch this afterwards. So let me read Sumi so that I get it all right and I don't miss any important things. Sumiko Photography is a professional boutique photography studio located at Main Beach in the Gold Coast of Australia. And Sumiko specializes in magazine-style portraits of women at any age and personal branding headshots. The principal photographer is Sumiko Eyears. Did I say your name right, Sumi?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, it's
Sumiko,
okay.
I always forget. Sumiko Eyears. She has been awarded internationally for her stunning portraits and is a woman on a mission. Sumiko's passion is to empower all women through her camera lens, to give them confidence in themselves and show them how beautiful they really are. And I've been on the receiving end of this, of Sumiko's wonderful skill and talent in one of her series of 50 over 50, 50 women over 50. And honestly, the portraits that Sumi creates through her camera and the way that she presents people through the lens of her camera is so incredibly artistic and amazing that we all look at ourselves and go, who's this person? Is this me? Because of Sumi's talent. So it's a pleasure to have you here and showcase your business today, Sumi.
Thank you.
I would like to, do you want to add anything to what I've said, Sumi, or go on to the first question?
Yes, go on to the first question. That will be fine.
So, Sumi, the first question, I have a number of sort of loose questions that we're going to talk around today is, what made you get into this business and why are you in it?
Yes, thank you so much for asking me that question. My first job was an airline crew, international airline crew for Japan Airlines, and I flew everywhere in the world. And second job was working in a five-star hotel as a guest relations, and I loved that part of one too. But I always wanted to go, even though I have traveled many countries, I wanted to go to live somewhere outside of Japan to live and work and experience learn more culture. And I found a job as a tour guide on the Gold Coast. That's how I came to go to Australia. I've been to Sydney before when I was working for Japan Airlines, and I love the with people. They are very friendly and nice, and yes, and that was really good to live. And then working in the tourism, and I have a chance to travel within Australia, major tourist destinations, all the states, and that was really great to see the countries, Australia, and I loved it. And then I built the website for the company whom working for tourism. And then, I was interested in developing website and graphic design side. And then I did a little bit, not a little bit, for a long time. And I moved to Brisbane, back to Brisbane. I lived in Sydney for to a company and back to Brisbane. And then I worked. I started my own business after I turned to 40.
Oh,
So that
after you turned 40, so you're starting a very long time ago. When did you first come to Australia?
When I was 28.
Wow.
So I worked for somebody else up to about 40, and
Wow.
started my own business for 40 at 40. So I was quite late starter, and yes, that was a great to learn doing web design, graphic design, because I had my son when I was 42, and I could look after him working at home. But I did about over 15, 18 years for web design. And how I started photography business is when I was doing web design, I asked my clients to send me the photos. And sometimes I thought, oh, this doesn't work for my design. The photo they send, like not professionally taken. And I thought, oh, if I learn how to use camera, maybe I can provide better service or add on to my what I do. That's how I started, and I always loved taking photos. And I went to TAFE and learned how to use camera properly when I was 52. And I loved it, and I enjoyed taking photos. And at the beginning, I took any photos, like scenery or people. Yes, but I really enjoyed, and I tried to shift my business from web design to graphic design gradually to the photography. And yes, and maybe about when 4 years ago, I could work as a photographer as a full-time job.
Wow. And Sumi, you did do some photography training in New Zealand. I forgot to tell our listeners we are recording from New Zealand now.
Oh,
so
yes.
I'm actually in Auckland, and you can see behind me, I can't put up my screen. I don't have it. I normally have a screen behind me. We've got Sonia Richardson watching. Hi, Sonia. No
Hi,
video,
Sonia.
only sound. Oh, she's got no video. Oh, that's a shame, Sonia. I'm not sure why that is. I don't think it's from our end. And so my daughter's kitchen is behind me. I'm in her apartment in the middle of Auckland City, and I have a view out the window of the Sky Tower, which is the largest, the tallest building in the Southern Hemisphere, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Sumi, I remember you told me that you did do some training in New Zealand as well. When was that?
Yes, that was since that was a turning very good one. I have been following that one photographer called Sue Bryce. She's from New Zealand. She's a world award, many portrait award in New Zealand and Australia and in the States as well. And I signed up her photography education program, and then I found she's having a workshop in New Zealand, so I signed up, and then I flew with my photographer friend and I learned from her. And I have been watching her video and following, learning from her through the video program and live shoots, what she's doing. But looking at her doing is make a big difference. I learned so much, and she was near. There are other photographers, maybe about 15 of us, and then she came and show us how to photograph in a right way, and so also learned how to do that lighting and stuff, and that was a wonderful experience, and I learned a lot.
Yes, and talking about doing the lighting, I know, Sumi, from being with you and around you, even when you're only using your phone to take photographs, not even your camera, you're always looking at the lighting. And, well, even if we're walking somewhere and you'll see a nice situation with lighting and you'll say, oh, this is a nice place for a photograph, go over there. And then you'll tell me, oh, change here, change this. And you're very, very particular about the lighting, which I know for women is super important, isn't it? Because I know even if I'm in front of a mirror somewhere and the light, older women especially, the light is not very kind to me, and it shows up every single wrinkle and mark on the face, and yet then I could turn around so that the light's in a different way, and it's really quite a lot more kind to my wrinkles in my face. So I know you're super critical about lighting, and you are an expert on that sort of area as well, aren't you? Taking photographs of women, and even with men, I know that you've said lighting can be different for men. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Sumi?
Yes, and most of my clients are quite matured women, and the lighting is very important to make it softer. So maybe one thing I can suggest you, I have now at the moment have a diffused curtain to the window, so it's not quite. If it's don't have just a window, sometimes it's still harsh to the lighting. So if you have like a sheer curtain to the window, that makes like a soft box, and it's really nice soft light coming through. And also I put today whiteboard underneath of the computer, so reflect to my face. And so diffused light is coming to my face, and another that one reflecting on my whiteboard and coming to me to look softer, and skin looks nicer.
Wow.
Wow,
because you look so young, Sumi. You've mentioned a few dates and times and indicated maybe you're not quite as young as you look. If anyone was listening carefully.
It's really changes how it looks if you have a soft light, especially to your face, and all the like nicely glowing and soft light is a best friend for the women. But for the men, sometimes it's nice to have some shade, shade, so it looks more like a masculine look if we have. So sometimes I put the black board to make a shade at the half of the face. So it depends, and that is nice to the young people too, if you have like some kind of shadows, because the photography is shadow and light, and but for the mature woman, it's better to have kind of flat light.
Right. Sumi, I'm getting a couple of messages from people saying there's no videos showing.
Oh,
so I'm just looking at how to change it.
Oh,
how to screen sharing. Oh no. I'm just looking at, sorry about this, people. We'll see if we can sort it out. Apparently there is no video. So give me a moment and I'll see if I can get some help, because we don't want this to affect the wonderful interview with you, and I'm not sure what to do. Thank you for letting me know, Annie and Sonia. I've never encountered this problem before. So wondering if settings, I'll go to settings, camera. FaceTime. Let's have a look at, okay. Can anyone tell me if anything's changed now, Annie or Sonia? Can you see the video now? Can you tell us on the chat, please? We have some people watching live or trying to watch live. And your video now working. Oh,
yes.
Thank you, Annie. That's wonderful. Fascinating to hear about the lighting. Okay, so hopefully you can see the video too and everyone else can see it. I'm not sure what went wrong there, but someone who's not a techie person, as someone who's not a techie person, I'm so proud that I've managed to get it working.
Well done.
So yeah, tell us some more about why men are different when you're photographing men, Sumi, that you say the lighting is not necessarily is not the same. You don't look for the same kind of light, and people might be interested to hear what you have to say about that.
Oh, because it's if you have a shadow, more shadows, and then it can be more masculine look too. And yeah, that's men want to be seen more masculine. So that is yeah, I like that. Also, I like try hard light. I took the photo recently, the man in a hard light, and it looks really good. So yeah, yes. So because it's creating more harder looking, and it doesn't necessarily, because women doesn't want to show much of the like wrinkles or something like that, and make skin looks nicer. That is main focus for women, I think, most of the time. But for the men, they don't mind to look strong and confident is more important than their skin looks good, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So
that's
they
so interesting.
Yeah, confident and look strong, and that is a hard light is quite good.
Yes. So Annie, are you saying the video has stopped again?
Oh.
Oh dear, I've never had this happen. So
maybe click having issues.
Yeah, I did that and having issues. Are you watching it on LinkedIn or Facebook, Annie? Right. Okay, so we'll see how we go in a minute. And if necessary, I'm wondering if we might stop it and start the recording again. It means anyone watching is going to have to pick it up from Oh, here we go. He's replied to me. This is so funny. I've never had this happen. How can I help my viewers? I'll just tell them. He's saying, how can I help? Telling him I'm doing a live broadcast and the viewers.
Today I'm trying not to look like a moving too much.
Trying not to move.
Before I did a live with somebody, I noticed I'm doing this.
Oh, is it something you do?
I tried to not to do today.
It's really interesting when we have we do things like this and we find out little idiosyncrasies about ourselves that we didn't know we had or we were doing.
Yes. Okay. So it was a great experience for me to do other times and live, and I was just doing like this all the time.
Okay. And you said it stopped again. We'll carry on, I think, and because the audio is good too, the audio is working. And the man's chatting to me, and we'll see if we can what I do to get it going again. So, Sumi, you talked about how you were a late starter, and in your 40s you went out on your own. Actually, that's not necessarily that late. I know people who do and have gone out on their own in business much older than that.
Yes.
However, I guess you felt like you'd been. Oh, Mark says it's working okay now, but he started late. So maybe the people who are watching might want to go out and come back in again and see if it works. Thank you, Mark. That's brilliant. And hi, Mark. We are broadcasting from New Zealand. I'm sure it's not the New Zealand internet that's causing this problem. And nice to see you. So Annie and Sonia and anyone else who's not seeing the video, maybe you could go out and come back in again and see if that works and give me some feedback, please. So Sumi, so you started in your 40s in your own business and then sort of went from strength to strength, moving from web design, and I feel like you're very much a designer in any case from what you've done and what you loved. And you're also a people person. And so I was very, very touched, and there was a lot of emotion that went on when I attended your first release of your 50 women over 50 women over 50, and I went to the launch of it and listened to the women who you had portrayed in your photo sessions and how it had changed their lives. Just incredible work that you do, and one would Annie said still can't come in, interesting, and one would not have realized how much of a difference a photographer could make in how much of a difference a photographer could make to a person's confidence and self-esteem and how they see themselves. And this is what you've been doing with your 50 over 50, isn't it, Sumi?
Yes, and also not only 50 over 50, but I think it's most of the people, maybe more than 90% of what photographed I have photographed said they don't like, they are not feel confident, or they are very nervous when they come to the studio. Not sure why, but they said, I'm not sure why, but I couldn't sleep very well or something like that.
Yes.
And I think it's yes, but after having hair and makeup done, often I provide for the portrait session is all included, but for the personal branding, it's an option. But when they had a hair and makeup done and looking in the mirror, and that looks really beautiful and they feel beautiful. I think the photography captured the emotion and how they are feeling at the moment. So that's why I provide hair and makeup, because sometimes you don't feel good about when hair is messy or and not my hair there, especially hair, I think. And then and somebody did great job for you, and then you feel, oh, looking at the mirror and, oh, nice, I love it. And then I capture that moment they are feeling great about themselves. Yes, that's thing. And also feels, I can see when they are coming in nervous and having done and having starting photos, and also always better photo comes towards to the end, because they are getting in a different clothing and feeling good about it. And I said, oh, great, you're doing great job, and encourage them, and they feel confident more, getting in a pose. And yes, I think that's a great way to see themselves and feeling themselves beautifully and confident, and that is shows to the photo. So I just I am like kind of mirror their feeling about and showing them, look, you this is you, you look you look confident, you're beautiful. And yes, that's how it works, I think.
I
But
think you're right.
yeah, one of the lady, before the lady, when I noticed the power of the photography, I took my photo, my mother's photo, and she was having a dementia, and she lost her confidence, and took her to the beauty salon and took her photo. I did a little bit of the makeup and showed her, and printed photos. And she saw that one, and is that me? Is that really me? And she was so happy. And the next day she started makeup again, which she gave up before. So that was the time I noticed the power of the photography. And also 50 over 50 women, and the second woman, when she was looking at her photos and videos, she cried, and she said she could see her value and proud of herself after seeing the photo. That was rewarding. As much as they feel that kind of feedback makes me feel more rewarded, and also give me a confidence as a photographer.
Yes. So I agree, Sumi, and I think you really do have some very special qualities with the way that you not only take the photographs, the way that you give the feedback, and the actual way you speak and interact with the people and connect with your clients while you're taking the photographs. And as you say, you portray people through the lens of your camera in a way that they've never seen themselves. And you do that because you bring that out. You bring that confidence out in people, the way that you say, yes, you know, that's lovely. What's that special thing you say that I love?
Beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah. And we talked about, do you say that to the men as well? Or you're going to have to change it. And, you know, it's just once people get that, it's like, you know, in one of my programs working with the law, we teach the law of increase, which is praising. And when you praise, you increase. And what you're doing is you're increasing people in so many ways, their confidence, their self-esteem, and all of their wonderful qualities because you're praising them. And, you know, I know because I've done it, like I said, I've been through your 50 over 50 session, and I know that you will take some photos and you'll say, oh, you look beautiful, and show them, you know, look here, and show them on your, just on your camera. And that alone is nothing like what they look like when the photographs are finished and edited, and, you know, you see a larger copy of it. However, it still is enough for people to see themselves in it through different eyes.
Yeah.
So you're not just a photographer, you're not even an artist, you're a combination of an artist and a photographer, and someone who really makes a difference in people's lives. And I'm sure the same thing applies to men as well. When they see themselves and you tell them how to stand so that they look confident and masculine and strong, or however they want to be portrayed. And this is what, you know, this is what it's about, so much more than simply having a photograph taken, which people usually in the beginning think. And I know, I agree that I didn't used to like having my photo taken for a number of reasons, and we all have those reasons where someone takes a photograph with the wrong angle and we look at it and we see a double chin or whatever as we get older, and we go, oh, yuck, you know, I look terrible now. And then we tell ourselves that all the time. And Sumi comes along, and I've said to you, oh, Sumi, you showed me one side on, and I said, that's good. I hate photos of myself side on, but somehow you get them to look good. And that's just with your iPhone. So yeah, it's a really interesting topic, and there's so much more to it than simply having a photographer and having a photograph taken.
Yes, everybody mentioned about like a photography itself, more like an experience, what the experience it was, and beautiful experience. So and how they feel on a day is very special. And I want to always make sure to make them feel special.
Right. I've just had a little message from the helpline saying, if you are the host, make sure you hover over everyone's box, including yours, within the studio, and click add to the stream.
Aha.
Oh, we already added. It's only got, you may see yourself and your guests in the broadcast studio, but if you do not click add to the stream, then your guests will have no video or audio on the stream itself. Remove. No, we've already done that. You already added. All I can do. I'll just tell him only choices removed. This is, by the way, for anyone watching, this is how we deal with adversity when it comes up and, you know, it doesn't quite go the way that we expected it to. So we'll carry on. And hopefully when the recording goes up, it will actually show up the video as well. So Sumi, I want to ask you another question around your secret formula to do with growing a business and being an entrepreneur. You've done it several times actually, with your different types of businesses, or you've diversified from one thing to another. And so the question is, if you were giving mentoring to a new and budding entrepreneur, what would you say to them is your secret formula to success? The one thing that you have found has been the way that you've been successful?
I think it's first of all, value yourself, value your time, and value what you do, and stop comparing to others. And that is I always telling myself often, and sometimes I feel like, that she's better than me, or but I try to focus what you can deliver, what you can serve your clients. That is most important than how you feel about it. But you have to focus your clients and value what you do. That is first work about yourself, and then learn from expert too.
I love that, Sumi, and I think you're the first one who's brought up that in my interview. Brought that up in my interviews about not comparing yourself, and it really comes back to the a bit like you said. You'll look at someone and say, "Oh, they're better than me," and we get that what we call the imposter syndrome. Especially when we're starting or we haven't really got there as the known expert or authority in our field, and we look at other people who have a bit more of that exposure and branding, and we think, oh, they're so much better than I am. And so it's so true. Comparison is really such a wasted energy and a wasted thing to do. I agree with you, is to look at what you do best, and because you have your own special qualities and special way of doing anything any of us do as business owners and entrepreneurs. And there are people who we are right for and they are right for us. There might be some people who prefer a different way of being with their photographer, or prefer a different photographer's techniques or interactions, and that's okay. We can't always be the right person for everyone. However, like you say, focus on doing the very best. Serving everyone the way that you can is what you do, and it will come. Yeah, that's fabulous advice. The other question I would would like to ask is, what is, in your way, Sumi, for our viewers, the best way to grow our businesses today?
I think it's always learning new things, and not stop learning, and always the time the thing is changing, and you adjust, and don't afraid for new technology either if it helps. And
yes.
and it's like my age, I'm 660, and I think many women or who don't feel tech savvy, but you may take longer to learn, but you can learn.
That is so true too.
Yeah. So don't afraid for the new technology to grow the business and learn from it. And I'm trying to more systemize my business to go to the next level. That's what I'm trying at the moment.
Yeah, that's really good advice too. And what would be your biggest challenges in growing your business, Sumi?
Yes, in the past, maybe COVID was a bit of the my challenge, because I am taking photos and I cannot take the photo. And when that COVID hit, 1 month before, I signed up on a lease myself for my studio, and 1 month after, COVID hit, and I thought, oh, what I can do with this time. But whatever it happens, there is things you can do. I upgraded my website and tried to make it from Brisbane focus to the Gold Coast focus, and try to come up, work on a search engine optimization myself. Then it's after it opened, it worked very well. So whatever challenges happens, and see what you can do. That was a challenge I faced. And at the moment is organizing, try to organize, more systemize my business. That is my challenge. And yes, that's and I am doing, and also change the branding, separate the branding, what I am doing.
Separating different types of
Separate the portrait and branding at the moment, and then yes, I try to provide better service for each segment.
Thank you, Sumi. And really just to say that we all encounter adversity and challenges throughout our careers or our business growth or our entrepreneur's journey, don't we? And I think it's about how we handle it, really, isn't it?
Yes.
So, Sumi, you've mentioned learning, and I ask all my entrepreneurs this in these interviews, and that is, do you like to learn?
Yes, I love learning. I love I love trying to new app and stuff. But I like taking video and put them together, and it is one video. And yeah, once you learn one app, the next one is easier.
Yes.
And you know how to work everything, like have a system. And if you learn one system, and next one is easier. So yeah. And even though you don't have to see the tutorial, you can work it out.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think you're right. Older people, we're not quite as fast to learn new technology. We tend to have a bit of a block about it.
Yes.
But we can do it. I've done it too. I've learned so much over the last few years to do with technology. And I know more than some young people now. And so we can do it. We just have to have that attitude that, yes, I can do it. I will learn, and then keep going until you can do it.
Yes. And
So
you can ask people who knows, and that is a faster way too. And ask them to show me.
Absolutely. In many ways, we can ask people to do all sorts of things. Like I was at the Sydney airport the other day, and my daughter was coming to pick me, or last month, my daughter was coming to pick me up, and she said, well, where exactly are you in this pickup zone? Can you send me a pin of where you are? And I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do that. So I went up to a young woman and said, excuse me, my daughter wants me to send a pin of where I am. Can you show me? And so she did. I was like, oh, wow, this is very cool. Yeah.
Yes. So ask people, ask help. And yeah. Don't hesitate to ask for help.
Yeah. Okay, and we're going to wind up soon. I'd like to ask you the final question, Sumi, which is, what is your dream for your life and your business in, say, the next 5 to 10 years? We'd love to hear, and you just share that with us.
Yes, that is vision work I did with Karen, and she gave me a great visualization, helped me to visualize my future. So that was thank you to her, Karen. But 5 years time, I want to be taking women to Paris to do the photo shoot, and in the Trocadero, which is you can see Eiffel Tower at the back. And yes, putting them in a nice clothes and taking photo and epic shots. That experience they dreamed of, or something like that. And then yes, that is so my 5 years time, I want to do more like a destination photo shoot and having fun and going together and have a fun trip together, and doing the capture those memories while we are traveling. That will be awesome things to do, I think.
Won't it?
Yes.
Wow, so you haven't told me that one, Sumi. That's an extension of what we talked about.
Yes.
So it's like being a tour guide, organizing a tour, and being the photographer, on-site photographer as well, and giving them that experience.
Maybe somebody can organize that But yeah, that will be really fun. And yes, try some food and shopping. We have a free time, but that will be
Yeah.
really fun things to do, I think.
Wow.
And in 10 years time, I want to have when I my 70th birthday in 10 years time, I want to have 500 women over 50 having a big party
Oh, wow.
and celebrate my 70th with other 500 over 50 women. That will be awesome.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. I'll be there.
You
Oh,
will
how
be.
lovely. What a gorgeous vision, Sumi. And it's interesting. I didn't mean you'll be the tour guide. I mean, like you'll be the project manager of the whole thing, and you'll be taking people on these wonderful tours, which will be, like you say, a combination of having stunning photos taken, having beautiful locations, plus food and shopping. What an experience! And now that you've dreamed it up, it already exists in the quantum realm. It is possible because there's not one thing this mind of ours can dream up that the universe doesn't know how to give us, or how to bring to us. So it is definitely possible, and it's already in creation. So you can do this, and I look forward to sharing this with you, Sumi, and being along your side through the journey.
Thank you so much. And I really appreciate your support. You go everywhere and everywhere we go, and you talk about me and support me and promote me. And I'm so grateful about your support. And I have been, the things very helpful for me is surrounding by supportive people like you, Karen, and Moana, and many women I have got the support from. That is wonderful. Yes, and I'm so grateful to be surrounded by wonderful women. Not only women in my
Yeah.
family, my husband, and people who very supportive to me. So I'm so grateful.
Well, thank you, Sumi. It's my pleasure to be supportive because I believe in you and I believe you're so wonderful. The point that you've made is a really great point, and that is to be successful, we really that's one of the critical points is to surround yourself with people who are supportive, people who believe in you, people who are successful. And that in itself is really a critical part of any person who has created their own success and their own business, in life, their own success in their business. So it is a good point to bring up too. So Sumi, on that point, we'll say goodbye to everyone. Oh no, any closing thoughts that you would like to share with the viewers, and how can they get in touch with you? Any final closing tips or points, and how can people get in touch with you, Sumi?
Yes, my website is Sumiko Photography, SUMICO photography.com.au, and I am on the Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. Or YouTube, I love to get more subscribers. One of my YouTube channel video gone to quite good and 28,000 viewers.
Wow.
Yeah, just it happened last couple of weeks. Gone boom. But
Which video was it, Sumi? Which video?
that was one of the 50 over 50
Oh,
women who participated from Canada, and her video somehow went to 28K at the moment, and every day it's growing and growing. But I still have a little subscriber, so if you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, I really appreciate it.
so your YouTube channel again is Sumiko.
It's a little bit complicated. I put into the
Okay.
information. But if you search for Sumiko photography, Sumico photography, you will find me, I hope.
Yes, so do that, viewers. Go and join, subscribe to Sumi's YouTube channel. Now, Sumi, I've got a final question, and that is, I'm confused about when you use a K and when you use a C in Sumiko. So please tell us why sometimes we have Sumiko with a K and sometimes we have Sumiko with a C.
My name is Sumiko. Ko is Sumiko, but
Right.
I don't like the K in there. All the other Sumo is more like a circle. And its K is just that line. And I wanted to have more harmonious and softer so I changed to K to C for my business.
For your branding.
Yeah. So sometimes people say it's confusing, but
Yes.
I like to see Sumico rather than KO to get that like a hardness of K.
Yes.
Like, not hardness, but just a line.
Straight line.
Straight line. Other one is all
It's all
rubber.
curved.
Yeah.
And that gives you all an insight as to how much of a designer Sumiko is. That's a real designer's kind of view and perspective. And I understand because I have worked with designers, and one of my daughters is a designer too, Hannah. And so I totally understand when I listen to her and I listen to you, and now I'm like, okay, now I understand why you changed the K to a C for your branding name. So that is fantastic, Sumi. I want to say thank you again for coming on to my Entrepreneurs Golden Nuggets interview. And we'll say goodbye to everybody. And I will see you at the back of the studio again. Thank you very much, Sumi. Lovely to have you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Karen.
Bye, everyone. Okay.